How's it going, everybody? This is Sarah here, and we have a very important blog post video for you guys today. Today, we have the next step in Marvel Strike Force as far as the Age of X goes, and the next team. Now, I know we just got Peggy Carter, the first member of that Liberty team, but it looks like they're kind of moving at a pace to where they're trying to get everybody ready for the Age of X, of getting that Professor X. That's what this blog post kind of tells me. So let's go ahead, read into this, and see what you guys think as well. So the Magistrates of the Shi'ar. So for the Time to Jam, Space Pirates, Renegade Spacers, Ragtag Freelancers, call them what you want in your free time, but they're the Starjammers to Nick Fury and Strike. This new squad is blasting your way soon, starting with the first new recruit, Lilandra. So Lilandra is confirmed to come into the game. She's going to be part of that Starjammers team, and it really makes sense if they're trying to wrap up that Age of X because of her ties to Professor X and how they were married for that short time in the comics. So the Magistrates of the Shi'ar will also feature a first of its kind event that will provide her character shards, which we'll cover today. I'm actually really curious how this is going to play out. It sounds really player friendly though, in my opinion. Lilandra will be one of the 4 big names you'll need to recruit Professor Xavier, along with Old Man Logan, Shadow King, and Odin. So make sure you review the event details below, along with her abilities. So if we go to the Age of X portion on here, everybody's kind of curious who would end up being the 4th box on here, and it looks like that is going to be Lilandra. So we have Old Man Logan, Odin, we have Shadow King, and now Lilandra. So that's pretty important news right there as well, and it looks like all 4 of these characters are going to be required in order to get that Professor Xavier unlocked. So for Lilandra, let's go ahead, skip this portion, because I actually want to read the event portion first, because it's pretty important news. So for the Age of X Lilandra, we're rolling out the red carpet for Lilandra with a special multi-week event that calls on everyone to deploy their roster across multiple game modes in order to unlock this royal Starjammer. During this time, Lilandra's character shards will not be available for purchase, and there will be no orb containing her shards. So there's going to be no team orb. It's just going to be based on the events, but it sounds pretty interesting. So engagement by playing the game modes outlined below will be the only way to unlock Lilandra for the time being, so there's no time to waste. So this is going to be the McCran crystals collect to unlock Lilandra. Your mission is to collect as many McCran crystal fragments as you can. McCran crystal grants progress to the Age of X Lilandra milestone, which rewards Lilandra character shards. Lilandra unlocks at 3 stars, and you can earn all the way up to 7 yellow if you're highly engaged throughout this event. This is the part that I'm really curious about. So everybody has different kind of circumstances for what means high engagement, as far as what it means to me, my alliance mates, what it might mean to you guys, and what it might mean to Scopely. I think this is, as long as you do with the portion that's down here, which let's discuss this. Mine McCran crystals from events, play Cosmic Crucible events, the Starjammer showcase. This is the one that's going to be interesting as far as how important is this going to be to get that 7 stars, and then additional upcoming events. So if, to me, this says if I have a campaign energy event, I have to do my core refreshes on there and kind of push to get those shards. If I play my Cosmic Crucible, do all my matches, I'll be fine. It's the showcase event that's kind of the question mark on here. I think if they're saying it this way, as long as we do, like, say, the first chapter portion on the showcases, I think we'll be okay. But that's to kind of remain to be seen, because that isn't going to be like a free-to-play method. That's just a spender method. So it's not really a highly engaged player. So I think as long as we follow the blueprints they give us, everybody should be able to get that 7 yellow stars, which we need to get Professor Xavier anyways. So let me know what you guys think about this portion here. I'm actually really curious. I'm actually happy. It sounds very player friendly, but I want to see how it gets executed is my concern. Now, there is going to be red stars for Lilandra as well. During this event, the only way to acquire the red stars for Lilandra is from the battle pass. You'll naturally make progress by participating in the above PvP game modes, but make sure you complete all the available battle pass milestones to obtain all of her red stars. Now, I did ask, we got confirmation. She is not going to be a dark promo credit, which means no dark diamonds also, just regular red stars, regular diamonds for her. So let's go ahead, check out the kit, and see how she's going to end up playing out and with her team as well. So for Lilandra Naranami, I don't know how to say this. Make fun of me all you want. I don't really care. I have never said her last name out loud before. So a noble warrior of the Shi'ar Empire was forced into exile when her ruthless brother, Deacon, I believe it's Deacon, seized the throne and ruled with tyranny. On the run, she allied with the X-Men and the rebellious Starjammers, proving herself a brilliant strategist and fearless leader in the fight to reclaim her empire. With her unwavering courage and powerful allies, Lilandra rose to become the magistrix of the Shi'ar, shaping the fate of the galaxy through war, diplomacy, and unbreakable resolve. Lilandra is a protector for the Starjammers, and she uses her high health, resistance, and focus to keep her allies on their feet. She packs a punch while applying important negative effects to enemies and offers key protections in Crucible. She punishes teams that utilize barrier by applying offense down on enemy's turn if the enemy has barrier. So that's pretty important. If you have barrier, you're getting offense down. That's pretty nasty for a debuff. On any turn, if Lilandra doesn't have it exhausted, she flips vulnerable on herself and all Starjammer allies to regeneration. Again, pretty powerful, because if you end up start using like a skirmisher, raiders, anything that puts vulnerables out there, you just give them regenerations. That's pretty nasty, unless you're able to flip those regenerations into bleeds. In Crucible, Lilandra is vital to countering big name teams. Enemy cosmic protectors can't gain taunt, and if she has her full Starjammer team by her side, enemies can't gain speed up, and her Starjammer allies can't gain slow. Let's go ahead, jump in game here really quick. So these are all of the cosmic protectors. So the main one that stands out is going to be Gladiator, making it where he can't get taunts, pretty impactful. Invisible Woman, she doesn't really put taunt out there. She more kind of puts everybody in stealth and kind of removes stealth from the one character that has the highest health, I believe. Mephisto, he puts taunt on other characters, not himself. Phyla-Vell, outdated character. I don't really care if she has taunt or not. Same with the Black Order team. Same with Beta Ray Bill and Korg. So it's mainly going to be a shout out to Gladiator, making it to where he can't get taunt. So if you end up going into like a Annihilators team comp, they can't get taunt in Crucible, that's perfectly fine. So as far as what her traits are, she is a hero cosmic skill. I love that she's a skill. We had that stint for a while where there's no good skill characters. Now they're kind of packing those onto us, which is pretty cool. Protector and Starjammer. The speed is 113 for her, so very, very slow. I'm curious if there's a reason for that, maybe in the kits or other parts of other character kits, or why she's going to be such a slow character. So for the basic, the Royal Strike. Attack primary target for 280% damage and apply offense down for 2 turns. If Gladiator is an ally, apply assist now to a random Gladiator ally. So that's pretty interesting. Maybe we can slot her in with like the Annihilator team until her team comes out for that. If the primary target has barrier, gain +1 deflect. And in Crucible, instead apply +1 deflect to self and all allies. So call out to everybody right there, not just the Starjammers. I need to see the rest of the kit to see if there's something on there saying like all allies for more plug and play use. The ISO attack is going to be doing the damage, offense down for 2 turns. If the primary target has barrier, gain +1 deflect, so that can get you +2 deflect basically. If she's a striker, pretty interesting right there. In Crucible, apply +1 deflect to self and all allies. So that is kind of telling me maybe make her a striker, because deflect's a pretty powerful buff. For the special, the Shi'ar Assault. Energy cost is going to be a 4/4. She's going to clear all barrier on all enemies, attack the primary target for 330% damage, apply defense down for 2 turns, slow for 2 turns. It's going to do a rebound chain to 4 adjacent targets for 330% damage, apply +1 offense down and heal block. So that's a very impactful special, because if it starts going back and forth between, say, 2 targets, you're putting a lot of offense down to heal block, and the primary is getting that defense down and slow. That's very impactful. She's also going to bury yourself and all allies, so it's all, not just Starjammers, for 20% of this character's max health. If Groot is an ally, so it looks like Groot is going to be on the Starjammer team. Hopefully that means Rocket, because you can't really separate Rocket and Groot. They're like one unit, basically. Apply 2 regeneration for 2 turns and plus 2 taunt up to a maximum of 3 to a random Groot ally. So it's kind of keeping the taunts going on Groot right there. Now, counterattack is going to break this chain. If this character has 3 or more Starjammer allies, this attack cannot be counterattacked. So that's a lot of information for this special. For the ultimate, the Imperial Reign. Energy cost is a 6/6, so turn 1 ability, so you kind of get to choose on offense which one you want to go with. This one here, in Crucible, it's going to clear all barrier on all enemies. She has a lot of barrier to clear. If this character has 3 or more Starjammer allies, clear all positive effects on each enemy. So it's going to clear all positive effects unless they have Safeguard, obviously. It's going to attack everybody for 200% damage. Bonus attack 2 more times. So that's 600% damage with the new stats. Now, she is a protector, so I don't know what her damage set's going to be on there. But as a protector, it's not going to be low. It's going to be a decent amount, I think. In Crucible, apply trauma to all enemies on each attack. So that's 3 chances to basically get trauma out there on the enemy, so that trauma is basically landing. Now, there's no negative effects with this, so it's probably just setting up the trauma for if the opponent already had a bunch of negative effects out there due to the previous turns. It's just locking those negative effects in with the trauma. So it's pretty interesting. So on kill, clear all negative effects on self and all Starjammer allies, then apply immunity for 2 turns and safeguard for 2 turns to self and all Starjammer allies. This attack is unavoidable, cannot be blocked or counterattacked. So pretty powerful move right there as well. The passive is Galactic Queen. The first time this character drops below 50% health, summon Gladiator. So that's how we're getting the Gladiator on the field. This can only trigger once per match. On any turn, if this character does not have exhaust, flip all vulnerable on self and all Starjammer allies to regeneration. So this is probably more if you're going into a Mephisto, you're going to get exhaust. That's going to stop the vulnerable flip. So maybe you don't want to punch this team into like a Mephisto comp, would be my guess. Unless it's, if you put it on defense, which I don't know if you're going to actually use this on defense. This might be an offensive team and just basically saying, don't use this into Mephisto is my guess. So on each turn, if the enemy has barrier, apply +1 offense down up to a maximum of 3. So that's pretty powerful. Up to 3 turns of offense down is nothing to be laughed at, especially when you get trauma on the enemy so they can't remove it. In Crucible, enemy Cosmic Protectors cannot gain taunt, which we already looked at that list. It looks like it's mainly for Gladiator is the main purpose of that. In Crucible, if this character has 4 or more Starjammer allies, so the full team, enemies cannot gain speed up. This character and all Starjammer allies cannot gain slow. So very impactful kit. Looks pretty important out there. Now, something I did want to go over. This was on the road ahead, kind of the early 2025 preview. We had an Age of X, Professor X thing on here. And on here it says there's going to be 60 missions on here. So Strike Sidekicks are reporting that the final push to recruit Professor X to your roster will involve a release method with 60 plus mission nodes. So considering we have the 4 characters that's kind of required right now, we're going to have that Old Man Logan, Shadow King Odin, and Lilandra. That's a big portion of it right there. So if there were probably about 12 nodes each, that's 48. So that's not it. 15, 30. So yeah, about 15 nodes for each character. It could be something of that sort. But I'm kind of curious how this release method is going to be Professor X. I'm really, really curious how player friendly this is going to be able to get the 7 yellow stars. It sounds very player friendly. Basically, stay highly engaged, play the game mode. You can get Lilandra to 7 yellow stars and the red stars for it by doing the battle pass. Let me know what you guys think about the kits, about this release method, and about the Age of X. I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.